So the internet is up, yeah. Hey, happy Friday! Happy Friday! We here. I'm so excited that you guys took the time to join me and my mom this evening. I got something funny to tell you. So if you see, you see it, oh man, walking back and forth. That's my daddy back there. Say hey, Dad.
Hey,
You know, on his phone, whatever. But it's me and Tree. Me and Tree. Thank you, Mom,
You're welcome.
for hanging out with me tonight again.
so
Uh,
tell them that you get me some coffee to keep you calm over here.
yeah, yeah. So I had to get some coffee for my daddy because he comes to my house and he just think it's time to go night night, and it's not. This ain't that kind of night. I be telling her what you doing. Speaking of that, hold on. Mom, talk to the people.
Hello, everybody. It's a blessing to be here today. Hope everybody is being safe out there and wearing their mask and washing their hands and doing your social distancing.
Mama, this ain't a health synopsis.
Well, I'm just saying something. You said say something.
Wait, is that all you can think to say?
Well, we just had the Amber Alert.
Oh yeah, that's
So
another
that's what they
reason
were
why.
talking. That's what they were talking about. So I said, oh, why don't I just say something extra about that? So yeah,
Okay.
they just want everybody to be safe around the holidays. So I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, effective today.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if your phone went off like everybody else, this is what we doing. But anyway, I invited my mom to come because a lot of people, we touched briefly on it when we first started this, but we didn't really go into detail as to what it was like in the church raising me.
Mhm.
A lot of people, they go through that now, but no one ever really talks about it in the church. And I just kind of felt like it was important to just kind of put it out there. And I really appreciate my mom for even taking the time to do this. Listen, if you logged on and have joined, please say hello. Let us know that you're there. Wave, hey, something, so that we can acknowledge you because I realize something. You don't have to take the time to do what you do. You work all
Right.
day, you could be doing something else. There's so much going on, so many other lives and Zooms and YouTubes and all this other kind of stuff that is taking people's attention. So the fact that you stop and say, hey, and hang with us, we really, really appreciate it. All right, man. So here we go.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, it's impromptu. We're not, this is completely off script, and we're just going with the flow. And also, let me say something. Thank you so much for tuning in last night. Me and my brother had a blast. My hair is in my eye, and I don't know which way this is going. It's working on my nerves. But I appreciate you guys for joining in last night. Hey, Sandy. Thank you so much for hanging out. So, here we go, Mom. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, it was being a single mother in the church. During that time, this was in the '70s. And so it was for me at that particular time. It was very, very dark, very lonely, very confusing. You know, um, Very challenging, extremely challenging. Some of it probably, had to do with because I was the pastor's daughter, and then by your biological father being, big time musician and everything, it was just really challenging.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when the word got out that I was expecting, I got so many different calls from over the world telling me, you know, just watch what I'm doing, or
Mm-hmm.
not to marry him, and et cetera, et cetera. So
Church people.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so it was very, very, very challenging at the time. So yeah, real, real challenging. A lot of times I just didn't want to even get up and wash myself up or put on any clothes. I just wanted to just kind of stay, just stay to myself, and I didn't want to be around any people. Um, I did because of the embarrassment, or should I say the shame that I had brought on my my family, my dad, my mom, by my dad being a very prominent pastor. I decided to move away. So I moved away from Chicago to a place where they housed unwedded moms, and I stayed there for quite some time. Um, I worked at a hospital while I was there, and the place was just filled with a whole bunch of unwedded moms, and everybody was expecting there. This place was for uh, mothers that decided to give their children up for adoption. I never thought that I would be a good mother, or didn't know how to be a mother. So I just figured that somebody else could do better than I could with my baby. And so, so that was some of the experience there. Um, when I found this place in the at that time it was the, what do you call it, the directory, the yellow pages.
Okay.
I
They
found,
don't have those.
no, they don't have that no more. So I found it in the yellow pages, and I uh, paid my way up there and everything. Um, Nobody didn't really know where I was. I didn't tell anybody where I was. I can't even remember if I told my mom or dad where I was. But
You just left?
I just left.
Oh wow.
I just left. But God was in the plan. One of my dear, and I make sure I call people on their first name basis, or don't call their name at all if they're familiar to everybody. But this one particular person called. They found out where I was, and we had a one telephone, and it was all the way down at the end of the hall. So when you got a phone call, all the girls would call you and say, "Yeah, you got a phone call. Come on down here." So when I went down there and heard the person's voice, I just broke down. And I don't know how this person found out about me, but it's a dear, dear, dear friend, and that person is a very dear to me today. Um, but once I got through talking to the person on the phone, I went on back to my room, and I never did hardly ever eat. A lot of the girls were trying to make me eat because I never did eat when I was pregnant with you. I just didn't eat.
But that's why I eat now. That explains it. But wait a minute. You said that you ate a lot of pizza and stuff.
That was towards the end. Once I got home.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That was towards the end.
Oh, that explains why I love pizza so much. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. And so we had different meetings and different outings. One particular incident that really stuck out in my mind and will always be a part of me. There was a young lady there. She was a good friend of mine. On her first name basis was her name was Donna, and her mom was the head nurse at the hospital where we would give birth to our children.
Now, was this particular hospital next to the home that you
Right.
were staying?
It was right there. It was all connected, and this hospital would like I said in turn give us jobs. So I had a job working in the hospital
Okay.
while
Okay.
I was carrying the baby,
Okay.
carrying you.
Oh, wow.
And so that was really challenging too, because I did a lot of hard work. But anyway, my girlfriend, she lived right next door to me, and Donna, she would come over a lot. She would hear me crying. I would cry myself to sleep and just cry all day. I wouldn't come out of the room to eat because it was just like one kitchen area where you could, it was a community type of setting. One phone, one kitchen area. And so she would, always have it come and make me come out to eat. And that's why I said before, God always has somebody. He always has somebody around to help you go through whatever challenge that you're going through. And that was really a challenge. But anyway, we got to be real good friends, and her mom would come. Her mom would come and take me out to dinner. She would come pick me up and take me down at grocery shopping. And
Oh, wow.
she was just amazing. The sweetest people I had ever met.
Whatever happened to those people?
Well, Donna died. After I left, Donna died.
Oh.
And I've told you that I have the ornament that she
That's
made.
who you was talking about.
And I forgot to bring it so I could show it to people. But she made a special ornament for you with your name and everything on it. And so I put it on the tree every year.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you probably forgot, but I told you once.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
But she died after that, and then when Donna died, then her mother died. Her mother died right behind her. Wait
a minute, how she died?
She had a viral disease.
Oh,
she was real sickly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was a real sickly person. I have a picture of her too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, but that didn't help any, that kind of.
No, and you cry like that.
Yeah.
You leak all the time.
Yeah, because once I did leave the home, I gave Donna my information, and she would always call Mama's house and say, "Is this Andrea's mom? This Andrea's mom?" She never called her Miss Oliver or anything.
Okay.
She called her Andrea's mom, looking for me to check on me. And then once I got settled at home, she died. And so then her mother called me, told me she died, and then I had heard later on that her mother passed right after that. But God used them. I believe God used them as angels to kind of help me during that period too. When sometimes what I would try to drift off to sleep, I would see people that had passed encouraging me. And one was my uncle, and one was my grandmother.
I remember this story.
Yeah, and
was it up in the room? In Granny's room?
No. This was at the room at the home. They would be down at the foot of my bed, encouraging me, telling me, "You're gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right. You're gonna be okay." And I would see it every night. I would see that, and so it's just really interesting when you're going through something like that and you're away. You're away from your family, so you're
by yourself.
And by yourself, so your mind is just everywhere. Yeah. You're trying to gather your thoughts for what's about to happen. But anyway, to go on down the line there, to kind of cut some corners, nobody, knew where I was except for the friend of mine that had called. And thereafter, later on, my girl cousins, they found out where I was, and they came and got me. This was right before I was going to sign the documentation to give you up for adoption.
Oh, wow.
Right before I got ready to sign the papers up for adoption, because I had told the lady that I didn't want to do it. She said, "Well, why are you here?" I said, "Because I don't know what to do." And so she said, "Well, you think about it." I remember that. She said, "You think about it."
But he didn't see fit. He didn't see fit. Okay, I'm sorry.
She said, "You think about it." She said, "Because I think you'll be a great mom." And I went back up to my room, and then when I went up there, it was two nuns in the house that lived with us. And one's name was Miss Pat, and she was just a jewel. She was amazing. The other one was Miss Mary. She
was not so good. Wait,
baby, Miss Mary was something else. See, it's not nice.
That's the one you said she was mean.
Yes.
She probably dead now.
Oh, well, yeah, that was in the 70s. They were already like
I'm
in their
79.
yeah, they were already.
Don't make me older than what you saying. Because
What?
you said 70. When you say 70, people think,
No,
oh,
I
that's
said-
71.
Now,
No, 79.
well, they were up in age then. That's you didn't ever finish.
Hey, 2 weeks up 71, so y'all be cool with that.
They were up in age back then in the 70s. You didn't let me finish the sentence.
Oh,
So of course, I'm sure they're gone on now. But Miss Pat, I had favor with her. She's real tiny little petite nun. I had favor with her, and she I would cry so much until Donna would go out of the room and go get her, and she would have, because like our apartments was right. I mean, it was a door like right there where the hospital was, right there. So we were right there. So if something happened to us, we just go right. They would just take us right in there. But Miss Pat would come and sometimes sedate me so I could get some sleep because I cried and.
so that probably explains why you don't like no medicine now.
No, I don't like medicine.
Wow.
But Donna would always keep a check on me to see how I'm doing. And she would hear me crying, she would come in there and just pat me until I fell off to sleep. And if I didn't go to sleep, then she would call Mrs. Pat, Nun Pat, and then she would come up and sedate me.
But I want to say this it's amazing how you can go through all of these things in the church and nobody knows.
Yeah.
And nobody is really concerned as to where you are or what's this or what's that. We spend so much time, and you know how I feel about this. We spend so much time raising money and funds, and how many bobby pins can we raise
Yeah.
when you have somebody right next to you that's hurting,
Yeah.
or they don't have any food, or they struggling, or whatever the case, like internals. I think internal hurt is the worst.
It is.
Because we spend so much time in that in the church, and it's like, let's focus on the things that's bothering us.
Yeah.
As far as that. And I can't imagine being in the church all that time, you way away somewhere, ain't nobody saying nothing. Ain't about cat, dog, now. Hey, you know a lot of people.
Yeah.
You sang with everybody.
Yeah.
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 I mean, you could have just drifted off into the memory and with nobody
Right.
saying nothing.
Yeah.
And it makes me sad because I feel like it's created a stigma that church people are just selfish about their roles, their licenses, and some of these people, they don't need no license. More of a license to sit down. We're not talking about that. Titles. That's what I said. And they're not really concerned about the person as a whole.
Well, that being said, that's why I'm so compassionate about ministry.
Yeah.
I'm compassionate about your ministry, you influencing other young women, because you've been through a lot. People don't really
No.
even know the half of.
No.
But by us telling your beginning story,
Yeah.
you
And we'll get to that.
yeah, by them knowing how you got in this seat. This is part of being an influence to the world, the masses, not just church people.
Yes.
The
yes.
masses. It's
Yeah.
not about just church people.
No.
It's about the masses.
No.
People that are not saved, they hurt too.
They do.
They hurt too.
So what makes us exempt that we can't reach them?
Right.
If we always reaching the same 19 church people,
Yeah.
and half of them is off, and the rest of them just don't want to get saved. And then you got 2% of the church that's on fire for God,
Yeah.
and then one, they solid. So you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it say go out to the highways and hedges and compel men to come in. Influence.
Yes.
So what kind of influence are we giving to the world? It took me a long time to get to this point.
Yeah, me too.
you know, had you did give me away, and I couldn't even imagine that where I would be.
Then I really be crazy because I be trying to find
Well, you know, something already wrong now. But we just not gonna tell the people. We're not gonna tell the
That's
people.
the fool with your daddy over there. That's why you sitting over there, back there tonight.
Listen, my daddy come to my house, he chills, he gets coffee, he puts his house shoes on, he just be chilling, talking about he talking to God. I'm like, no, you sleep. Wait.
But 2 points on that. Too, that I found out later that now these people in the church, they had a bet on me that I would get pregnant again.
This is in the church?
That I would get pregnant again.
And they probably was our relatives. Listen, this is helping and healing the people.
Well, anyway, I found out later that, you know, and I was like, what? I really? But, you know, even on that note, Antrika, Donna and her mama, they ain't said nothing about Jesus yet.
Oh, wow.
I didn't hear
I
them.
was going to ask you that too.
I didn't hear them say they were saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost.
And Jesus.
And the mighty burning fire, and got a determination to run on to see what the end is going to be. I ain't heard them say that yet. But they were so compassionate and so loving and so caring, you know. But
being the salt of the earth.
Yeah. But anyway, getting back to that,
That's interesting.
But I did say all my girl cousins, they came and they showed me love. They showed me love and they showed you love, and they came and got me and took me home, and that was challenging, you know, because my parents were disappointed. Of course, any other parent would be disappointed. So it was very challenging to kind of, okay, get my mind together. You're home now, you know. But
the baby though.
And the baby.
You're responsible for another
human life by myself. Because as I stated before, you know, me and James was supposed to get married.
This is my birth father.
Yeah.
Now my dad, his first name is James too.
Yeah, let me clarify that. James Moore.
Yeah, James Moore is the one that she's referring to. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we had made plans to get married, and he had, you know, left me at the altar, and this was after we were born. So I had to really get it in my mind, and going back to that, the first person that I told that I was pregnant was my family doctor.
Mm.
He was very upset. This doctor birthed me and my brother, and he brought you into the world, and your brother.
Oh wow!
But he was very upset at me. He was very disappointed, and I talked to him, and I said, you know, please don't tell my mother, father. Let me tell them. And he said, okay, we won't say anything. But he was a cool doctor. I love that doctor. Yeah, but he was up in age back then, so I'm sure he's dead too. And then the second person that I told was your biological father, James Moore. And so that was a whole nother story.
That's gonna be part 2. And before, let me just say this. My mom and my dad taught me when you're healed from something, you have no problem with talking about it.
Right.
If it takes time to heal from it and you're not quite ready to talk about it, then you gotta figure all that other stuff out.
Yeah.
And this is where we are in our lives. It's taking this point. I'm okay with it. I don't mind sharing my story because there's nothing to hide. And the biggest thing and the biggest influence that you can be is one that is relatable.
Right.
This ain't no manual. This ain't something 10 best something to be something. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. But I appreciate the realness that my mom and my dad every day. So we're not ashamed.
No, not at all.
I have nothing to hide.
I mean, you see these stories in Lifetime all the time.
But see, this is the thing. There's more of that in the church, but we want to be quiet about it, or sit sister down, or she can't do this, and that's another thing.
Yeah.
You got to apologize 19 times. And going into the sexism as far as the men, they carry on and do they mess.
Yeah, no license taken from them or anything. They just keep
Don't
doing
nobody
it.
sit them down.
No.
But mama had to apologize 997 times, and that still wasn't good enough. You couldn't wear it and go in the choir, you couldn't march up, you couldn't do this. You know, all of this stuff. And the main people that are responsible for sitting people down, they worse. How many kids you got? How many baby mamas you got? You know, we don't talk about that stuff. We don't want to touch on the toes. But I believe in putting it out there. If that's what you're dealing with, we're going to ask God to help you. He's a redeemer. He's a healer. I'm just like you.
Yeah.
But this is how I got out.
Yeah.
This is how I made it on the other side. And that's why I appreciate, we talk about stuff like this all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
This ain't because we on here and I
No.
decide to put on some lash and earrings and lipstick
Right.
and talk about the story. No, me, my mom, and my dad talk about this stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm able to say, look, I get it.
Yeah.
Who what the kids say, who is I? Who is I to judge or make you feel less than?
Right.
We have our stuff. So let's talk about our stuff. If you're there, if you're not there, listen, maybe a word of encouragement can penetrate and do some changing and break up a lot of stuff, because I'm surprised you're not bitter.
No,
You got every reason to be bitter.
God told me I had some fine talks with God about that. And when he tell you I got this or I'll take care of it, that's exactly what he means. And that's what he told me, back up off the situation. And I made it a point in my mind never to speak anything negative about Reverend James Moore.
And she didn't.
I made it, I
She
would
did not.
never, I don't even want that type of personality where I gotta be talking bad about my child's fathers in front of them or anybody. So I never talked about them to you, did I?
No, she never did.
Nothing negative. And I figured one day she will be able to see
And
clearly.
I figured it out on my own.
She'll be able to see clearly for herself.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
when you, as a single mom in the church, you have to be very careful of your lane that you're in. You're the most important lane when you have a child by yourself in the church is to be positive, because you already got one thing against you right there, because you're not married in the church. So people automatically back then they stigmatize you,
Especially the women, not the men.
yeah, no, not the
Not
men.
the men.
It's usually the women. They
And it's still the women.
yeah. They stigmatize you and put you over in a corner, but especially because see, I wasn't working at the time when you were born, so I didn't actually have a job. I was still in school. And I'll come back to that. But speaking of school, I was determined to finish going to college. At the particular time, I was at Olive Harvey College. And Olive Harvey College is way on the east side from where my mom, 115th and Elizabeth.
That's west.
Yeah, I was way over on Stony Island. So it was okay for me to drive the church bus, to pick up everybody, but I didn't have a way to get to school. And I didn't. Sometimes I'd be short of money because I was, on public aid, and I didn't have the car fare to get on the bus. And I just made my mind. I'm not asking my mother, father for a dime, and they'll tell you today. I did not ask them for one penny for you or for me, not one dime. So they didn't know I did this. They'll probably know now, but I would get up in enough time, and I will put you in a stroller, and I walked from my house to Olive Harvey College 2 or 3 times a week to get to my class. And at that time, they didn't have a daycare, but I was determined my teacher was gonna let me come in there with my baby. So what I did, I sat at the end of the door, but the last seat that was by the door,
Yeah.
and I had you sitting right, like kind of like right there at the hallway, right with me. And when the teacher found out, she said, "Well, you can't come in here like that." And I said, "Well, I have to." I said, "I have to because I walked here, and my teacher's like, you walked?" I said, "Yeah, I walked here." I said, "You're going to let
How long
me."
did that take you?
I don't even know. I was just so out of it and determined to prove and get this out the way, get this schooling out the way. Just and to let people know I am not just on the street. I am just not Shaniqua hanging around on the corner.
Hey, how you doing?
I love my education and I'm gonna finish my schooling. That's how determined I was.
Yeah.
But and so they took it to the board, and the president of the school at the time said, "Leave her alone, long as that baby is not disturbing the class, and she's got the baby like slanted in the hallway, and she's sitting right there with the baby. Leave her alone. Let her finish her education." So that was another ordeal.
Oh, Lord.
But then once a friend of mine, this is another lady, she moved down. She's in Alabama now. God bless her heart. Just God, he just makes a way. She found out that, and she lived close to Olive Harvey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
she found out that this was going on in my life, and she offered to babysit you.
Yeah.
And I tried to pay her, but she wouldn't take a dime until I finished school. She said, "Andrea, I want you to finish your education." She said, "I've never seen nothing like that, from you walking from where you live over to the school to try to finish your education."
And where was the church at?
Well, anyway.
No, it's going back to what I said 8 minutes ago.
But see, that's okay, because here I am now.
Well,
Here I am now. Here I am now to be a voice for the church.
boom.
To be a voice for the church.
There you go. May the Lord watch. We can just wrap up right there. How about that?
I don't mind being a voice for the church. It's okay.
Yeah, a real voice.
Okay.
Not this sugary diabetic approach stuff with syrup and all of that. It's real. You get more when people are real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And all of this other stuff. Just be real with me. Let me know. And my friends know. I have a disclaimer. In order to be my friend, my good friend, please don't have me two things. Y'all gonna laugh, but I'm so serious. Those of you that know I said this. Two things in order to be a consistent friend in my life. Please let me know when my breath stinks. And let me know if I got a booger in my nose. Don't have me walking around. I got all these things going on. I've been talking to people. I've been laughing. And you ain't tell me none of that. You can't be my friend. With that being said, it's called Tell Me the Truth. Okay? Then we cool. You able to listen. You tell me that we good. We good for life. We good for life. Dwayne says hi. And Ivy. Oh, hey, Ivy. Oh my goodness. Let's see who else is out here. Tawana. Oh, Tawana. Hey, Tawana. My cousin Evan. Hey. Cindy, Mr. Carlos, Bishop Los. Joy.
Oh, hey, Joy.
From
Hey.
sunny Arizona. Just go ahead and keep bragging that in. Amen. But anyway, just wanted to say hi. Okay, go ahead. I don't know. You just said, well, here I am.
Oh, I said, well, yeah, I don't mind being a voice.
There you go.
And a lot of people say, well, why are you talking about that? Ain't you embarrassed? No, you're never embarrassed about humble beginnings.
Yeah.
Because humble beginnings are supposed to humble you so you can talk about it. And when it's time to talk about it, God will give you the way how to talk about it. And, not to hurt anybody of that sort, but he'll give you how to talk about it. And then he'll give you a particular audience or a particular person. And it turns into a ministry, if your heart is there, it'll turn into a ministry and work out for you good anyway. So, but, yeah, so I was able to finish school, And so I was real happy about that, and I kept going, of course, but I didn't finish college until 2009. So because then
Come this far by
I
faith.
met El Barnes, and then I had Jay, and so that's a whole nother story. But I did finish
But
what
the
I
thing is,
started.
you finished. It didn't matter how long you did
Yes.
it took you. The
Yes.
fact is that you finished.
Yeah.
And I mean, some people going. Look how old Granny is. She talking about she want to go back to school.
I
She's
know.
80 something.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? And speaking of that, quick commercial break. We are celebrating the Bishop Designee and my grandmother Oliver today. They're celebrating 65 years. I love them so much. I had to call them today because if I didn't, we would have had some problems. They wouldn't have let me in.
I know.
They would have let me in. But I'm sending out so much love to them. 65 years, and they still like each other.
Yeah. That's a long time, man.
Oof. Ooh,
That's a long
Jesus ain't
time.
came back yet.
No, he ain't here yet. He ain't here yet. He ain't here yet.
Well, you with Daddy. How long y'all been together?
Ooh.
1984 is when my parents got together. I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
You don't need to. Just keep on living. That's all. Because as you keep on living, then maybe you'll understand it. I don't know, because some stuff I still don't understand. But I'm still here. It's been 36 years for a long time.
Listen, they don't know how
I
long
thought it was
been
almost 40. Look like
there.
we-
I thought it was 41.
Yeah.
No, it can't be. It can't be. Because I'm 41.
No, it can't be 41. So minus 4 years then from you.
Let's just do the math.
She didn't.
Yeah, I didn't do the math.
Didn't do
He
it.
said 37. 37. Ooh, I don't understand. I don't understand. Two things I ask them all the time. I don't know how
Don't worry about it.
and why. Mama is Bergdorf's. Daddy is Dollar Store. I don't understand. Somehow they come together in between. And y'all know Bergdorf's, my shopping people. Saks Fifth. No, you know Saks. Because some of their stuff don't fit right. They stuff is not for fluffy people.
No, baby.
But Bergdorf's, they're trying to come up.
Yeah, Bergdorf's is coming.
We didn't went all the way into the
Oh, sorry,
seas.
that's a fashion thing. But what is that your friend used to call her? What is that your friend? Felix and the odd couple. What was their name? Yeah, yeah, Felix and Oscar, because
Yes.
we're so different.
Yes, and let me pause real quick to let you know how different they are. My mom cleans 19 times a day. My dad, I don't even know if you know how to spell the word clean.
No, I stopped that. You don't wear me. I stopped all that. You want to have crumbs and dust and stuff? Fine, I'll just just walk around here. Now I used to do that when I was young in my marriage.
What'd you say? No, I said the dollar store. That's worse. He said, why not give him Walmart? Walmart trying to be expensive. A sweater, $21.99. No, thank you. But anyway, listen. The whole point of this is we have fun, even when we're not doing all of this shenana, whatever you want to call it. We enjoy life, and I pray that it gives you some kind of hope. There's a lot of negative things going on and a lot of negative vibes, but I felt that it was important that you discuss that.
Yeah.
And I don't know what else you want to share, but we're not going to keep you guys late, but this is something that we had to talk about because there's so many people that I get a chance to talk to, or they come into my life and maybe want to tell me their story about whatever, and it hasn't always been like this. No. It hasn't always, I paid for this, all of this right here, all of this here.
Well, most of the stuff that we talked about is just stuff that I can talk about because there's a whole lot to it that, of course, that I cannot share. But if somebody offered to make a movie, but I will let them know. I will tell them then.
Well, we could put that out there in the air.
So if somebody want to make a movie, Lifetime call me. I'm gonna write the script for them.
Let's put it out there. Yes, she would.
I'll write the script for them. Ain't that right, baby?
She
But,
would. It would be a good movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But there is one thing. Oh, there is one thing that I did want to say before we close, Antrika. Well, two things. I appreciate you, and I appreciate my husband for having such positive energy about where I've come from in order to get you here in this chair doing this what you're doing on YouTube.
Because this is a miracle by itself.
It is. It is. It is, because every woman is not going to share those kind of stories. And so I'm able to talk about it because I always talk about it with my husband. I talk about it with you. I talk about it with Jay. So it's an open book as far as life's journeys, and it's a part of life. It's a part of learning. The key is to learn. Don't keep falling in the same trap or falling in the same situation, but learn from it and just keep moving forward. I think I always tell you, just keep looking forward.
Keep it moving.
Keep it moving. Don't worry about it. Don't say hello, goodbye, puppy, dog, cat, rat. Don't even worry about it. Wave and keep going. Roll the window up and go on to the bank and cash your check. Just keep it. It takes a bigger person not to have hate or malice or jealous. I never understand the thing of jealousy, Antrika, because you don't know what that person been through to get what they got. What the devil are you jealous of them for? What is it, honey? We all got 2 eyes, 1 nose, 10 fingers. I mean, what is your jealousy? Well, some people do. Some people that watch where their hands went, they can see the 10 fingers. But I'm just saying, it takes a very a strong-minded person and a very secure person, to keep moving forward and to take life as a joy. Life is the present. And it is what it is. It's a present to us that God gave us. Each moment is a present, and our children. When our children are born to us, they're presents. You and Jay are present to me, and so I had to try to treat you as a present. Even my husband, when God decided that I wasn't a single mom no more, I feel like God gave me a present. I don't know.
He Baptist. Yeah. Just in case y'all didn't hear the last 19
Baptist
DVDs
born,
and
Baptist
CDs
bred,
and YouTubes, he Baptist. And you know what they say about the Baptists.
Wait, keep trying to say something.
What'd you say, Dick?
I said, I thought it was an honor that God gave you the chance for you to be your father. So what he trusted me. After he trusted me to be your husband, he trusted me to be your father. That was an honor.
And then once he got it, he like, oh Lord.
What do I do now?
That's for a whole nother series.
No, he's made a very a tremendous impact on you and Jay's life. Especially you, because girls need their fathers.
Yeah,
they need their fathers to fulfill their life and to feel complete.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this, but I used to get a lot of hate sometimes because I had a father.
Yeah, I know.
And I would be sitting there like, I didn't make no order into the heavenly house and tell Jesus what I needed. Why are you upset?
Well, hey, it was all God, because really, I really didn't care. I didn't really care if I ever got married. I really didn't.
Because you was good, right?
I was good to go. I was good to go. I wanted to get my doctorate, and I had it in my mind to get my doctorate and open up a school. So I mean, hey, I didn't really care. I was secure. I was doing well for myself but anyway, just, so I really I didn't care. I didn't care. And then that's when things happened. I had my mind satisfied and focused on myself and my child and obeying whatever God wanted me to do. And that's when it happens. It happens when you get your mind focused on God and obeying and walking in the footsteps of what He has told you to do. That's what things happen. They happen. And this one little thing. This is off what we're talking about right here. But Aunt Trika, she used to come home on that note when she got into kindergarten. And we skipped a whole lot, so just forgive us with the time is wrapping up. But when she got into kindergarten in first grade, she would come home crying all the time. And a teacher would call me, or either she had a big note, I had a big note pinned up on there.
The notes in that envelope. This is.
Then she said, "Mother, please call me. I have to talk to you about something." But anyway, what it was, Trika would be upset because her name was so long until it would fit on the primary paper. And so I was like, "Oh Lord!" So as she got a little older, she said she was going to change her name, but you did, yeah. But you said you would.
Okay, so let me just explain. Okay, so everybody knows me as Trika. Okay, but my given birth name, my mom cut it down because. Funny story. You know how you're in kindergarten, you missed the whole segment.
Oh, okay.
You know how in kindergarten they give you the primary paper. Everybody knows what primary paper is. They don't write no more. That's why we're not gonna go into that. Okay. So that you have to practice writing your name. Now the paper is probably the width of this, but it's like this, right? So I used to get anxiety because I had 10 letters in my name. Okay, 10 letters. My birth name is Antrika. Okay, so with that being said, a lot of people don't know that, but that's my birth name. And so she said I would cry and I'd be like, oh my goodness, I can't write my name.
So she had to use two sheets of paper.
I had to use 2 sheets of paper because my name was just too long. And what Granny said, I don't know why you put all them letters in that girl's name. That's just anxiety for a child. I was stressed, okay? It was just stressful. I don't think I got completely comfortable with writing my name probably to the 3rd grade. Listen, it was a journey. Oh, and then we have the middle name. That's 19 letters. So then we go to the last name. What is it? Barnes. Listen, it's just a lot. And I've been married before, and that name was long, so I no longer had that name. So I had to cut all of that out. So I said, Mama, let's come up with a plan where I don't have to suffer from childhood anxiety and get stressed out. And it'd be so bad, they had big crayons, and I'm sitting here trying to write today. They didn't went to lunch. They didn't had a nap time. They had a snack break. I'm still writing my name.
I don't get the notes all the time.
This is not right. Flashcards on how to write. And one time I got so stressed out, I just started throwing letters in the name and said, that's my name. Now let's figure it out. So that's the story behind my birth name. But Trika is really what people know me by. Trika B, whatever. Trika T, Miss Oliver, whatever you want to call it. But I don't really use all of that. That was stressful.
I know. And sometimes I just call you Tree.
Yeah.
I just take the Tree, T-R-E-E out of it.
Lord have mercy. I've been delivered though. So I'll just say this. When it is time to get married again, and it will be the last time, I'm going to just get rid of the last 2 names. You think so? Yeah, because it's been hard. Can you imagine writing that? Oh, gosh. Oh, but anyway. We are not gonna keep you. Thank you so much. Shout outs to Michael Miller, Mom.
Oh, hi.
He said, "Hey."
Hi.
He said, "Why are you looking like the first lady? Is that for me or is that my mom? Because we ban that first lady thing. That's not me. Oh no, no. We love you. We love you with the love of the Lord. We're not gonna call that out." Hey, Miss Capri Lee. Oh, that's my sister, girl. I miss y'all. I miss you and Ivy. Oh, I miss y'all so much. One on one side, you know, they're my church ladies, and one on the other side, and we just be,
There's some precious women of God.
oh my gosh, I miss them. And Dwayne, thank you so much, Dwayne. JoJo. But anyway, we're done for tonight. Thank you so much for taking the time to yeah, he's talking about you.
No.
Yeah, I didn't know he was yeah.
No.
I know he wasn't talking about me.
No, Michael.
Not.
No, thank you.
But thank you so much. Please go to iamtrickabee.com. We are still trying to get upgrades and add things. If you have not purchased a shirt, please go to my iamtrickabee.com page and find out what we got. We got some awesome things there. Just three designs, 3 t-shirts. I really am so excited for all of you that have purchased shirts. I kind of told you in the last video that we've been kind of up in the air with trying to find right vendors and products and things like that. But we're excited about, we're still moving and grooving.
Yeah.
We're still moving and grooving. So thank you so much for those that already bought a shirt. So go to iamtrickabee.com. Please subscribe to my mailing list. It only takes about 30 seconds. During the week, I try to put something positive out. Again, I thank you for coming into this space with us to just hear something. We got a ton of stories, okay? Tons, but we don't want to bore you. And it's Friday night. There's a lot of things going on. People are prepping for the weekend and all of these things that are going on. But let me encourage you, please stay safe. Listen, it's not that serious. I want to see all of you succeed. I don't want to hear about nobody dying. I don't want to see no more of that on my timeline. Live, be smart, be well, be healthy. Enjoy this time. Utilize technology to stay connected with the people that you love. You got Zoom, you got Facebook, you got YouTube, you got all of this stuff. Utilize that, because this is what we have to do. We don't walk in fear. However, we are very smart people of God. Some of us ain't even got the warning that is COVID, a corona, COVID-19, whatever you want to call it, it's out there. All right, have a good Friday. Check out my iamtrickabee.com. Let me know what you think. This video will be up for the week, the duration of the weekend. And if you haven't got a chance to check out the video from last night with me and my brother, please do that. We had a blast. I love you guys. Awesome. My dad says hi, bye. He probably sleep. No, he ain't sleep. Let me know what you think. Share the video. Leave your comments. Love y'all.
Bye-bye. Be encouraged.
Have a fantabulous weekend.
Bye. Thank you.